Hi, this is Stephan Smith of Artsmith Craftworks. For today's DIY Friday, what I'd like to do, instead of doing an actual piece, is to show you a tip for a trick that I use in the shop when I'm working on different things. And particularly, this is how you would line up something that needed to be square by simply using the lines on your cutting mat. So I'm applying some pieces to this cardboard form, and these pieces kind of have to be square as they come up, but I'm starting them on the bottom here. So how do I make sure that they're going to line up nice and square as I fold this up and around the edge here? Well, what I do actually, and I'm going to tip this way because it's the end piece that I need to do now. What I do is actually line this up underneath here, and there would be glue on the bottom, but I am lining this piece up, which I know has straight sides, with the line on the cutting board and the cutting mat, and then I'm also lining up the piece here that has to be folded up and flip over with another parallel line that's on this cutting mat. So I know that when I then come up and pull it tight, it's going to be straight like it's supposed to. And I don't have that quite centered, but I can see that that is straight now because I lined it up using the lines on the cutting mat down here. And it would work the same way if you had this on its side. Simply line up the front edge of this with the lines that are on the cutting mat, and then as this piece needed to come up over the top, you're looking at the edges to see that they line up with the more vertical or perpendicular lines on the cutting mat, and then that would get folded up, and as you can see also that's coming up nice and straight and lining up the way it's supposed to. So these cutting mats really do come in handy with the grid lines that are on them. I've used them also, and I'll just use this as an example. I've used this also when I'm doing centering on a propeller hub, and I line that up with the crosshair grid pattern that's on the cutting mat, and I'll make a little mark where, for example, propeller blades have to come out of this. And some mats even have, like I think the one under this one has 45-degree angle lines as well. So if you wanted to put 8 propeller blades around here, it's very easy to center your hub and make tick marks at those 8th or 45-degree increments, so that your fan blades or your propeller blades wind up being perfectly oriented around the circumference of that central hub. So again, this is Stephan Smith, Artsmith Craftworks, and just tips and tricks on this DIY Friday for how to make better use of your cutting mat. Thanks. Appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and share this with any of your maker friends who you knew would get a kick out of it or learn something. Thanks.